Hello, everybody. Welcome to the show. On this episode, we have Mr. Joey Bonfiglio, who used to work for Lego and owns a podcast, and he also has a fitness business. So let's get started. So, hey, how are you?
Well, I'm doing excellent, and I just want to say, thank you so much for your time, and I appreciate you having me on your show. I'm very excited to be here.
Well, I'm excited for you to be here. I'm excited to be here too, and you're welcome for my time, and let's get started. So, first question. I hear you used to work for Lego. How many years did you work there?
Yeah, so I worked there for about 4.5 years. I started in 2015, and I was part of the marketing team. So one of my responsibilities was to work with the creative team that created all the images that if you go to lego.com and you see the images that are on our e-commerce site where you can actually buy Lego sets. I used to work with that team, and it was very cool because anytime I had a meeting, they would be showing me all these different images and campaigns of new sets that were coming out like 6 months later. So I got to see what sets would come out way in advance of anybody else. It was really top secret stuff. So it was pretty cool.
Wow, that is really, really cool. If I ever worked for Lego, I've always thought I would want that job. So that's obviously pretty cool. What was the best part about working for Lego?
So the best part was, I mean, it was a lot of great parts. The people has to be number one. There's so many different creative people, and I have still to this day relationships with a lot of folks there, and and they're just very priceless. But it was very everyone there was very supportive, collaborative, and it was just a great place to work. Some other fun things I think that people would enjoy. All our meetings had bowls of Lego bricks in them, so it was encouraged to, during a meeting, you could play with Lego bricks and put things together, and so that was really cool. And just the atmosphere in the building, there was tall Lego statues of different characters, whether it was Buzz Lightyear or Indiana Jones or a Friends character or a Star Wars character. There's just constantly these larger than life figures that were really cool to look at. So every time visitors came, just to see their reaction of their eyes lighting up, because as a kid, when I was a kid, I played with Lego too. So to actually work there, it was pretty surreal and cool.
Wow, that is just awesome. I love how you all work together there to build new things, come up with stuff, and that is really cool. And that also answered another one of my questions, what did you do at Lego? But that is still really cool. So I have heard that you have become interested in fitness. What exactly do you do now?
So while I was working at Lego, so one of the things that happened was there were some layoffs at work, and I didn't get affected. I didn't get laid off, but what happened was once all the layoffs happened, they kind of restructured what roles and responsibilities we had. So I got moved over from the marketing team to the IT team, which was more the technical, the computer-based stuff, working on the background of the website. And it wasn't something I particularly enjoy doing. It wasn't a passion of mine because marketing and communications was really my background in broadcasting and whatnot. So I knew my time kind of was limited there. I wanted to move on and do something that I was passionate about. And so one of the things when I was younger, what I used to do was I used to take my dad's. So I played hockey growing up as a kid, and my dad would always record my games on a video camera. So those had those big tapes, VCR tapes, and so he would record them. And for whatever reason, I think I was about like 13 or 14. or maybe 12 at the time. And so I took all those videotapes and I put them in a VCR, and I was able to edit the clips of my teammates scoring and all of us playing well, and I put music to it. So I would create these highlight tapes back when I was younger. And towards the end of when I was working at Lego, I started doing some video editing. I came up with a concept, like a sports concept, and I put together like this sizzle reel, and it kind of awoke some passion that I had to go back to that. And that's why I started the podcast that I have, and I started editing videos. And during that time, I was also trying to get back into shape. When I played hockey, I was always running and playing and just doing very active things. And I got away from that over the years because of work, and I have 3 kids, so they kept me busy as well. So I knew it was time for a change, and I started to, aside from running, which I do every day, my wife got me involved in planking, which I had never done before. And so I said, all right, I'll give it a try. And planking is, when you start out, it's pretty difficult, and you can only do it for so long. And so initially when I started out, I was only doing it for like a minute and a half. But then, I started to just incrementally add time to it every week and try and push myself to do more. And so that's where I'm at now. So I've been able to kind of do it for a longer period of time and kind of train my kind of brain into thinking I could go above and beyond what I thought I could do. And now, so what I'm trying to do is educate other people in whether it's fitness or career goals, or even with my kids. So my kids, I encourage them, so that my son has his own YouTube channel where he plays Fortnite. And so for him, I says, this is great. What you want to do is be consistent and just keep doing the videos. If you love doing them, just keep doing them consistently. And over time, you'll get a great following because you're consistent, So that's kind of the occupation, the path I'm going in right now, is to really help other people reach their goals.
Wow, that is a lot. And that is really interesting. And like you said, I hear you also have a podcast. What really do you do on it?
So I, interview and talk with other folks that are other people that are trying to, it's like personal growth and development. So other people that are on kind of the same trajectory, looking to ways to help grow their self-confidence, or different techniques. So I would interview like someone that does acupuncture, because it's good for blood flow and longevity and stuff like that. So really the health and wellness really is what the podcast is about.
Yeah, right. Yeah, that's really cool. I'm also interested in health and wellness sort of things, but really I wanted some variety on mine, so I'm just interviewing a variety of people. And I also, as you were saying, I hear you have done some pretty long planks. How long was your longest?
So my longest, I'm up to 25 minutes right now. So
wow.
But it started, like I said, it started around a minute and a half. And what I do is I try and do that. I do my plank every day, but on Sundays I increase it by 15 seconds. So I started about 2 years ago at a minute and a half, and every Sunday I just add 15 more seconds to it. And so now I'm at about 25 minutes and I think 30 seconds is where I'm at right now.
Wow. What tips do you have to being able to plank that long?
So again, this can be applied really to anything. So, and that's the thing that I learned while I was going through the planking process was challenging yourself. So by doing it every day for 6 days, your brain gets, you can do it. You've done it for 6 days. So you've done a minute and a half for 6 days. So, you just tell yourself, well, if I did it a minute and a half for 6 days, what's 5 more seconds, or what's 15 more seconds, or whatever number you want to add to it. And you just push yourself that little extra to get to that number. And then, well, you did it, right? So then you repeat that 6 more times, during the week. And So your brain and your mind gets accustomed to pushing yourself past what you think is probably comfortable. And so that's the tip I would give anybody, because that's what I get a lot. It's like, oh, I could never do 25 minutes, and it's like, yeah, you probably couldn't do it tomorrow, but it's incremental actions over time that's going to get you to your success, whatever target you're shooting for. And what's funny, I don't even have a target. People are like, what are you shooting for? Whatever. It's like, I'm just trying to do one better than I did yesterday or, last week. And so that's my advice on anyone looking to accomplish anything. It's really just small steps each day, small actions. And then in the long term, you're going to get to where you want to go.
Wow, that is just awesome. And it is so true. Just a little bit more every day, repetitive action, and you will eventually make it to your goal. And that's all the questions I have. So that is a great way to end the show. And that is all the questions I have. Again, sorry.
Yeah.
So,
Well,
see you next time, everybody. Thank you for being on the show.
Will, thank you so much. Like I said, I appreciate your time, and I want to wish you the best on your podcast. And I've been following you on your YouTube channel, and I can't wait to see more of your videos. So keep going and be well.
Okay, thank you. You too. And that is a wrap, everybody, on Will Talks episode, 5. This is my 5th episode. So if you want to be interviewed, post your name and why you should be interviewed in the comments below. See you next time. Bye!